there isn't an unboxing for this video because I wrote the script before I even got the buoy in for review, and I recorded the video and I had the tricks ready, but something happened and the video got corrupted or it just got deleted on accident or something. I don't really know. So I gotta re-record it. Yo-yos are certainly boring. I sure do wish someone could find a way to make yo-yos more interesting. Like just going absolutely ballistic in FreeCAD and making a machine shop invent new methods of putting rims on yo-yos. The YJ Yo-Yo Metal of the Future is a wild yo-yo. Also, just so it's known, the Metal of the Future's page on Yo-Yo Expert is wrong. These rims are not palm. They're aluminum. The first version of the Metal of the Future, which is just called the Future, is the one with palm rims. Anyways, the Metal of the Future is a wild yo-yo in so many ways. For example, it's a giant yo-yo. Like, I cannot understate that this yo-yo is huge. 59mm diameter makes it stereotypically big, but also has a 50mm width, so it's just huge. The shape isn't anything particularly wild, W/V shape that honestly kind of reminds me of older crown variations. But the magic of this yo-yo is the layered design. Aluminum outer rings with a layer of steel and the body going into more aluminum. I don't know how the machine shop made this all fit and stay together. This yo-yo just makes my brain curve. The polished inner area is actually pretty okay for grinds. Maybe I'm just getting better at grinds on polished yo-yos, or maybe my calloused fingers are hardened and there's less friction. But at least doing finger grinds, no problem. Finger spins on this hub are a no-go. The engraving and the raised spot with the polish just render finger spins null, basically. These midship steel rings that are both outer and inner result in a really, really nice aesthetic. I kind of wish they would have done something besides black for these outer rings, though. The whole yo-yo had a chance to come together with a really nice, bright aesthetic, but it kind of falls flat with these blasted black rings. Just saying, imagine these rims were white instead of black, or even polished instead of blasted. It'd tie the look of the yo-yo together really well. All in all, the yo-yo looks a little goofy. It could turn some people off, but in my opinion, it looks pretty great. It feels big in my hand because it is big, crazy, I know, but it doesn't have the feeling that, say, the Galaxy Diver has, which can feel like you're holding a cylinder. It just feels big. If I were to say, though, the rims feel sharp. I kind of wish they were a little rounder or the edge didn't come to such a point. On the catch, it's not bad, but if you bump the back of your hand or hit your knuckles on the rim, it hurts. Something to just round off the edge or making the rims have a bit of a curve could probably remedy that problem. As for play, overall, the Metal of the Future play is pretty fun. The pacing is weird. I wouldn't call it sluggish or slow, but I'm not particularly fond of playing fast with the Metal of the Future. Past a certain point, playing fast with the Metal of the Future can make it start to feel unnatural. I just miss things going fast with this yo-yo that I can otherwise autopilot going fast. It's not as if it can't handle playing fast, not at all, it just feels bizarre to go fast with. But not because of any rim-weighted sensation, which, by the way, is not very present on this yo-yo. It just feels bizarre to go fast with. And when I say all this, I more or less mean just quick play in general. Not so much for rail combos. For rail combos, it's kind of average, as long as you can go clean. Hit one rough spot, and the yo-yo can kind of blunder. The Metal of the Future doesn't handle particularly rough and janky play as well as I wish it could. I was worried when I got this yo-yo that it wouldn't have the stability and power to handle rougher play at all, which it definitely can, but overall, it can fall short sometimes. As for zoning, well, I'm going to lump zoning and tech together. They both have similarities in that they are both benefited from the control of this yo-yo without being hindered by the size. The massive size of the Metal of the Future doesn't really affect either of them. At least I haven't noticed an effect on tech or zoning as a result of the width/size. This is wild considering just how massive this yo-yo is. The Metal of the Future is great for tech, in my opinion. Partly because of how controllable the yo-yo is with the great presence and mostly okay pacing. As long as you don't really try to push the speed, the Metal of the Future is incredibly controllable and pleasant to play with. It just has this feel about it where it's just super controllable, bouncy, and fun. Little hops are satisfying, redirects always feel clean and enjoyable, and overall you just get this really great sensation of controllability with the Metal of the Future. I think satisfying is the name of the game with the Metal of the Future. It just feels great to do things with. maybe not particularly natural, but playing with the Metal of the Future just feels so great. It feels so enjoyable. Then there are Zontals. Zontals are very quick feeling on the Metal of the Future. It's nice, but the Metal of the Future doesn't exactly crush Zontals as smoothly as some other yo-yos. It's nothing that has me actively avoiding doing Zontals with the Metal of the Future. But you can't just throw it around horizontally and anticipate good results. You definitely gotta go at Zontals with better technique and finesse. All in all, it's just a really unique yo-yo that has incredibly fun qualities while still, honestly, having great performance. Binds are really tight. They are really tight. I've had a couple snags with the Metal of the Future. I don't really ever find myself wishing there was something more to the Metal of the Future, at least in regards to the way it plays. As for comparisons, the closest thing I can find to the Metal of the Future for comparison would probably be my Galaxy Diver, because they're both wide. Anyways, the TLDR of the differences between the Diver and the Metal of the Future is that the Diver is a slightly more objective yo-yo. It has better speed and stability. It rattles out things like Zontals and speed much quicker and with less proactive effort from the player to be clean. And the Diver doesn't have the weird feeling of uncontrollability that the Metal of the Future gets as you push its speed. Also, the Diver is way more comfortable on the catch. That's what happens when you have flat rims instead of sharp rims. The rim-weighted feeling is more apparent on the Galaxy Diver. On its own, it's not really that bad, but the Metal of the Future just doesn't exactly have that rim-weighted feeling, which results in the Galaxy Diver feeling slightly less natural overall. Both have similar levels of power, stability, etc. The added speed from the Diver kind of results in it feeling more stereotypically compy, but I wouldn't particularly describe the Metal of the Future as not compy. Playing with the Diver feels kind of like playing with a spinning tube on a string, while the Metal of the Future just kind of feels like a big old yo-yo. I think that's largely the end of the comparison. Metal of the Future is kind of just a bonkers chonker of a yo-yo. It plays great, with great control, and a great ability to play hard. It explores a fun concept with a wild design, and honestly, it's not just a gimmick. It plays great. I've had a ton of fun tossing the Metal of the Future around, and all in all, I'm pretty impressed with it. Good job, YJ Yoyo. As unique as the yo-yo is, there's one thing I think could change the yo-yo's durability. 7075 or 7068 rims could do wonders for this yo-yo. The design has aluminum rims on the outermost part, where the yo-yo is most likely to hit something or get hit. I don't know how structurally sound this design is, and I don't really want to find out how structurally sound this design is, so just having the added security of just having harder rims would be awesome for this sort of design, and maybe it could really hone in the design and add to that futuristic vibe. And it's not really much of a gripe, but I think 7 Series aluminum could do this yo-yo some good. Also, to round off these outer rims, they're sharp, man. Anyways, that's all I have to say, I think. Be sure to like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the video. Adios.